Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. This is Miss JD for another episode of our daily stock market insights. Today is November 18th, 2020. It is a Wednesday and I'm really glad to have recorded our daily stock market review early this afternoon. So hopefully I could record another one later. But yeah, I'm so excited to talk about your stocks and our stocks. As you know, most of them are already showing some bullish signs. Okay, so I already have some requested stocks on my list. And by the way, if this is your first time to watch our video, I am inviting everyone to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always updated whenever I have new videos. And just smash the like if you like the content. Okay. By the way, I am also in Patreon, so if you want to show your support to Miss JD, you can also join us in Patreon, and I have a lot of insightful materials that I share there. That's also where I share my stock picks and some justifications why I'm choosing those stocks. Of course, if you have some questions, you can always message me there, and we can even review your portfolio. Okay, so let's get started. I have with me here the index, and we ended green today with a 1.33% increase in the price, so that's a really good sign. So we had a slight decline in the past days, which is just okay. All right, that way, people who are taking profit have already taken profit, and we've somehow created a brand new support at its previous resistance. As you can see here, previously we had a resistance formed at this level, but now it became a support, which is just the reverse. So I just feel like, especially today, we had a solid green, pretty much the same as what I mentioned previously. When you have a solid green, most of the time, there is a continuation in the movement to the upside. So there is a big chance that the stocks in the index are going to continue its uptrend movement. So yeah, I hope you guys have already entered a position in your chosen stocks in the index, but I will also be mentioning some of those here today. All right. So two of the picks that I shared in the Patreon yesterday are I only had two yesterday, which was of course BDO and SMC. So these are the two stocks. So we are going to revisit that today. Let's check out BDO. Okay. So as you see here in BDO, I mentioned it here. I think this was when we saw an opportunity when it reached this level. Okay, when it reached this level, we already found that there is a big possibility that it is just going to bounce at the MA20 line because it has been respecting that, and likewise we also saw this level being a resistance previously. Okay, so that was an easy hint that we've spotted there. So look at this. This used to be a resistance, right? Resistance, and became a support right here. So it's already the second day that it has already bounced. Okay, so uh, this was a solid confirmation that we have a bounce as of yesterday, and there is a continuation today. So that is already so if today was 2.15, then if you were able to enter right at the support level, that is already an approximately 5. At one point you reached 5, but I suggest if you have entered here, do not exit yet because we are just starting. I know this could already be a very attractive percent or gain, especially when you're talking about a large volume here. So let's say you've entered 300,000 or 500,000, 4%, 5% is already very attractive profit level. But just hang in there, don't exit yet, because we are looking at a big possibility that we are just starting to start. We're just starting to start. We're just starting to reverse and show bullish movements for the stock. Okay, so there could be some slight fluctuations in the coming days. Use that as an opportunity to add more volume or re-enter. Okay, look at this volume for the 2 days straight. Volume is present. Okay, so that's our first. SMC. Let's check out SMC. Okay, SMC had a solid bounce yesterday, and today there's a confirmation, but the volume is smaller than yesterday. But overall, if you are, so my recommendation here was to really hold on to the position mid to long term, because similar to how our video looks like, this is just the beginning of a reverse. We're starting to show an uptrend here. So if they're going to take profit, let them take profit, and that will be our time to add some more. Notice here, so the volume of the people who traded the stock today is just one fourth, yeah, one fourth of the volume the previous time. So we might have some more movement, probably up to this level, and then stock will probably rest first. Okay, so this one over here, this could be your nearest resistance. We might have some more movements up there, but as we go higher and higher, people are starting to feel that this is going to be an overbought level in the short term, right? Because there are traders here. So this could be a resistance, nearest resistance 119. But again, check the long-term possibility of gaining more for this stock. So we're still respecting that uptrend. So your call. Sometimes when we are so profitable, and I've also experienced this, especially when I was starting, little gains, I get so tempted right away to exit, not realizing that the climb is just starting. So sometimes our giggle mode is unstoppable. So maybe you can use this as a friendly reminder that, hey, we're just starting. Okay, the uptrend is just starting, but just bear with the possibility that there will be fluctuations along the way. So if you're prepared for that kind of movement, then you're all set. Nothing to worry. You can sleep peacefully at night. Okay, now let's take a look at EEI. EEI, it's so we had a slight bounce today, but we did a gap up. If you notice, it is a gap up, but we immediately filled that gap. So what I can say here is that there is a big chance that we will experience a decline, because naturally this stock has already moved up from a long April to September, right? From a long sleep, and then it started to move higher. However, look at this. When it touched this level, these resistance areas multiple times, and your RSI is already giving us some bearish signals. It's starting to show some decline in the momentum. So I expect that this stock will be resting for a while. Chances are it will even cross the MA20 line and go down some more. Okay. So if you're already profitable, consider taking some profit. Could be partially or could be everything, and then catch it again when you see a confirmation of a bounce down below there. This area, so we will first plot the next levels of support here. Okay, so the next one would be around 7.14 area. That would be the next possible drop. Next is EMP. So I'm prioritizing the ones that have already been shared to me as a request. So EMP, not much of a, well, there's foreign buying. This could be an area of consolidation for EMP, guys. We can draw a Darvas box here. right here. So my recommendation here is for you to wait for a breakout. Okay, wait for it to break out of this upper line here. This will serve as your resistance, but we're very near that, as you can see. So the moment we start the price higher than that level, then we have a breakout day. I really feel that we now have established a brand new support in this area, and this is a strong support, because each time that price level is hit, there's really a bounce, tiny bounce that's happening. So go ahead and wait for a breakout before you probably re-enter. Now let's take a look at FB. FB, there's a slight overshoot, but as you can see here, overall the trend is downward. There's a downward trend for this stock, and this is what I see here. Okay, so there was a rejection, so chances are it could go back again at this level. First, it will challenge your previous support and could bounce right there, but when that support gets broken, then you might see this stock creating lower lows, because it already created a lower high. Notice that. So lower low, and then if it breaks its support, it could create another low, probably around the 62.15, 62.26 area. Oh, this one also has a dividend. Wednesday. Oh, okay. No, November 13 is the X date, so that's already done a long time ago. So you cannot enter that anymore. If you want a dividend, wait for the next one. Let's take a look at MBT. MBT had a breakout actually here in this level. It did break out at this level, 43.12. Is this still a good area to enter? I'd say if you are a long-term investor, yes, it is still at a very attractive level. However, if you want to probably trade this for short to mid-term, wait for it to, well, it somehow created a new support in this area, right? So maybe what you can do here is watch out and check out the faster time frame if you're just going to trade it. But if you're going to do long term or mid to long term here, anywhere between 44 to 45.50, that's a good area to enter. But try to haggle a few cents around 44 or 45 to be exact. Okay, but definitely we see this stock somehow in the short term already resting. It might rest. Okay, it might rest because your trend line here, your RSI is already giving us some signs that it will be resting for a while. So I'm sure if it rests, it's just going to be a slight dip. So I have plotted the areas where you could catch them. The next one is AREIT. AREIT. AREIT also had a breakout, solid breakout here. So if you want, you can catch that around 26.21 or 26 level. Wait for it, because I know some people might be taking profit. You know, sometimes in a day you have 1 day worth of a wick. Look at this. The wick yesterday is today's performance. So wait for it. Maybe there's a big chance that this market will give us a chance as well to revisit the 26.21 level. Okay, so this is the second time it is giving us this dividend. Okay, so quarterly, August, September, October, November, December. Well, 4 months. Okay, so there's foreign buying, so there's a big chance that it'll grow. But just want to bring this up to you guys that the REIT in the US market, or REIT companies in the US market, pay much better dividend. So I found this, which I also shared in our Patreon. This is a company in the US that gives out monthly dividend, and it's a REIT company. And if you are to compute it, they have given so far in the past 10 years an average of 11.5% payout per annum. So, and they're giving it out monthly. So every month you are receiving a dividend pay. It's like your salary. So really, really attractive. So this here in the Philippines, this is the first REIT company that we have, and it's giving us very, very conservative payouts, and it's being released every 4 months. So let me know if you want to find out which companies you'd like to also invest in the US market, especially REIT. I can just ping me, I can share it to you guys. Um, Trading view. I am going to share that one company I mentioned in our Patreon. So that company is AGNC. There. So this company, so it did drop 9.46, but this one is giving out 12%. I mean, 0.12, 0.12, but previously it used to give out around 18 cents. There you have it. So there's a slight decline, but if you are to also check, this stock had experienced a breakout here. Hold on, this one. It experienced a breakout around the 1442 level, but if you are to, let's say, enter in this stock for long-term purposes, there's still some room for your capital gains, or for room for growth here. See that? So it also got affected with decline, but it started to recover. So 9.46, but in eToro, I think it was around 11%. They probably must have already updated this to reflect the most recent rates at 0.12. So something that you can probably consider. Another stock in the US, which is under oil and gas. This one I also shared previously in our Patreon. So this one has already been climbing and starting to actually reverse. Look at that. Look at the drop. It also dropped significantly, and the average here is 11.23% on dividend. So if you, but this one gives out quarterly. So if you want to uh, probably invest here, the position is still fine, looking healthy. It's in an uptrend and just experienced a breakout, and it also gives out dividend. So I think if you'd like to enter here for mid to long term, you're really going to be very profitable, especially because we are just starting to climb up. Dividend is good, position is good. No need to be trigger happy. You can just sit on this stock for a long time. Okay, so these are the things that I share in my Patreon account. I already shared this last week, and it's continuing to climb. Personally, I've entered around the 20, it's September 9, around this area. That's why I plotted it there. And we have already been climbing, and I'm just holding on to my position because I really feel it is going to continue to move higher and higher, plus the dividend. Okay, so expect that in Patreon, I'll be almost every single day. I share my stock recommendations, be it in the Philippine market or the US market. So, two stocks that we are featuring today that you can probably consider if you want to engage in the US market. Okay, let us go back to. Hold on. So we were talking about REIT, right? So now let's talk about now. Now, so we had a good bounce yesterday, and it had a continuation today. However, as we got near the MA20 line, it still got rejected. So I just feel that we might have some more declines again, because it is still following the downtrend channel. So Carlo, I've been constantly messaging Carlo about the now, and I think he already locked in some profit here because we're starting to see some weakness in the stock. Let's see once again if it will respect the 406, 405 level being a support. That's our support right now. So if you are also profitable already, then consider locking in some profit because we see the stock uh, dropping some more. Okay. Next one is HLCM. This stock is another stock that I have recommended in Patreon, and the reason for that is so that was a recommendation from the previous days. And this one over here, this was when we saw a breakout happening right at the 639 level. But I think even if we had a red yesterday, this is just stabilizing, and it's just creating a brand new support at the 639 level. We also had foreign buying, interesting. Foreign buying that happened today, so I think they've seen the potential of this stock. We had a small breakout that happened because for the longest time we've been moving sideways, and we're seeing some growth in the volume too. So if the market gives you a chance around 639 to 668, this is still at a very healthy level if you are just to enter in this stock. Okay, use that as your support. The next one is Puregold. Puregold, I also had a red yesterday because I entered this. The reason why I entered this stock is because there was a breakout of the downtrend. Okay, so we broke out of that and we started crossing the MA20 line. And right now, what it is trying to do here is it's creating that support at this level, probably around slightly lower. You know, it's an area. So 43. Let's put that 43 to be exact. Okay, around that level. So that's our support. And as you can see, this stock is trying to establish a brand new support at this level. And I see a big potential for this stock to continue climbing because, first of all, people who are already profitable have already taken profit, and we are starting to show some recovery. And especially because we're approaching the holiday season, a lot of people will be buying a lot of consumable goods or um, groceries in other words, and so revenue is expected to also recover a little bit. Okay, 18% still. Okay, so that's our support for Puregold. The next stock is, okay, let's go back to the highly traded stocks today. So Dito is very sensational, very popular stock. So I was reading the thread today, and a lot of people are just bashing the stock because they're expecting for this to go ceiling and gap up. But I think the movement that we had today is just fine. You know, take it slowly so that the climb or the uptrend is sustainable. Okay, so you know that the movement of the stock really follows the timeline, and then eventually as we go near the launch date, this stock is just going to move forward and higher and higher. So in that case, we will not have a lot of newbies trapped, victimized by FOMO, but I bet some of them may have also entered around 688. But my 2 cents for this is that even though at the moment you're negative by what 3%, um, we're still okay. I know this is a speculative stock because technically they don't have operations yet, but the potential is still really high, considering you see towers being built left and right. They're taking action, okay? whatever the movements that we see at the moment, transferring shares from one to the other, it's still Dennis way, in other words. Okay, so if we get trigger happy, going in and out of the stock, chances are you will miss the movement, and you will eventually end up buying the stock at a much higher price. So just hang in there. Currently, 633 for me is a solid support at the MA20 level. Okay. What about BPI? BPI is, for me, we're still at a resistance area. Okay, so if this stock is going to break that resistance level, then good. We might have a brand new wave. Otherwise, just take it easy, because we might see some retracements happening, and this stock might rest for a while. If it does, our next drop would be your MA20 line. Of course, number one, there's MA20. Number two, look at this. This used to be a resistance. This used to be a resistance. So chances are, if you see weakness, and the weakness would mean I see a red candlestick at this area probably tomorrow. But if it breaks out of that line, starts and ends higher than that line, then that's a different story. It's a breakout play. But if it goes down, then expect for it to probably reach 77.84. I'm not saying it's going to happen in one day. It could take several days before it reaches that. So just be patient. If it starts to manifest a downtrend, then just relax, wait for the right timing. And for me, the nearest best timing would be around the 77.84. MerryMart. Okay, this could be a bounce, right? This could mean that we now have a brand new support at this level. Yeah, around this level, that area, 455. So if there will be fluctuations between 455 to 515, maybe you can already consider that. Since we have reached 520, 52-week high, there we will most likely see some more bullish movements to the upside. Let's see how this impacts Double Dragon. So Double Dragon, it's not that significant impact. But what's nice about this stock is we are already trying to stabilize at the MA20 line, and we have reached the bottom for Double Dragon. So I am anticipating for this to reverse in the coming days. So I think that's the outlook here. So it will have somehow probably a late reaction to MerryMart. But yeah, so that's our support. Okay, I think that's it for now. I will be adding another episode this evening. So in case you have not subscribed to our channel yet, don't forget to hit the subscribe and the notification bell. And if you want to catch more of Miss JD's recommended stocks in the US and the Philippine market, I'm also recommending for you guys to join, if you want, our Patreon network. Okay, thank you, and bye bye for now.